RBI Grade B 2024 DEPR exam was held on the 14th of September for phase 1. And in this video, I am going to talk about the economics paper, which was the paper 1 of phase 1, and what type of questions have come. Hello everyone, welcome to iExam B. Prepare 50% faster by embracing the iExam B learning experience. Talking about the phase 1 consisted of two papers, paper 1, which is your economics paper, and paper 2, which was your descriptive English paper. We have done the analysis for the descriptive English paper in a separate video, which you can find on our YouTube channel and the link in the description box, right? So you can go and watch this to understand what were the essay topics, what were the letter topics, what was the Pressy and RC all about. In this video, as I said, we will talk more about the paper 1, right, which is the objective paper on economics. So we've been able to get majority of the questions, almost 50 questions out of 65 we have been able to get. We are working on a detailed analysis, but in this video I'll give you a short preview of the type of questions have come. I will quickly go through them, and as I stated, we will do a detailed analysis on the different questions for future and further use. So the first glimpse of how the question paper was, you can write in the comments your own understanding of how the paper was, right? To be honest, the paper was unexpected, not really the kind of level that RBI has asked in the past. This, you can say, was easy to moderate for those students who had not really focused more on numericals but more factual knowledge. But all those students who had been preparing, keeping in mind the RBI pattern, which is more numerical based, which is more thinking and analysis based, it would have been a little disappointing for them, to be honest, because the question paper was more direct, more factual and data and facts based as compared to numerical or thinking or analysis based, right? So the type of questions, as I stated, they were more fact based, data based questions, which is very, very uncommon with RBI that has been asked. There were a lot of questions related to Indian economy, macroeconomics also was there. In microeconomics to some extent. Numericals were very few. We have got news of almost only 4 numericals out of 65 questions. We easily expect more than 15 numericals to come, but it was quite less. There was almost no statistics that was asked, definitely nothing in numericals, and 1 or 2 questions which are conceptual questions, easy straightforward questions from econometrics. And as discussed with students, there have been 2 questions where there has been doubt that actually there was an error in those questions. One was numerical, where the equations given were looked incorrect, or there was definitely some typing error. So this is how the economics paper has been like. Right, so let's look at some of the questions. As I said, this is a more of a preview, a short analysis. We'll do a more detailed analysis with more options and memory based, which we are working on. So the questions, there were 2 questions directly from the budget. One was, what is the fiscal deficit for the current year? So 4.9%, either you knew it or you did not know it. But yes, we have been stating that the monetary policy, the Union Budget and Economic Survey, these will be 3 very, very important documents for this exam, and they have asked some questions, and as I stated, on Indian economy there has been a focus. Another simple question that they asked was a focus area of the budget. We are still looking at the options that were there. So either they were related to these, or were they related to the 9 priorities that have been mentioned. So if you have more clarity, you can maybe write the type of options that had come in the comments box. Moving on to the other set, we did see 2 to 3 questions related to monetary aggregates. Actually, the new monetary aggregates, that were introduced after the recommendation of a working group under the chairmanship of Dr. Y.V. Reddy. So they had asked, how are the domestic sectors subdivided, right? So there are 4 subsections that have been there. I think these are households, commercial corporations and non-financial corporations and the government, right? So there was a combination of these four that was mentioned, and you had to identify which one was those. There was a question on, the liquidity aggregates that are there, in which of them the NBFC deposits are included. So the answer for that was L3, because that includes your public deposits with NBFCs. And there was a different question, not really monetary aggregates, but monetary policy related, that what is the concern with relation to the monetary policy transmission when it comes to the CBDC, central bank digital currency. Right, so that was another question. Data-based questions, as I said, there were some. So it could have been easy for students who had been, preparing for, exams like IES or IAS also types, but these database relatively we've not seen being asked by RBI. So this was quite an unexpected area. So many questions coming in. They had asked the India's rank in the Travel and Tourism Development Index, recently published by World Economic Forum. So it was the 39th rank. They'd asked in which period was the savings rate highest in India. They'd also asked, during which plan was there more focus on the indigenous growth? What was India's CO2 emissions in the last decade? The weights and factors used in Niti Aayog's MDPI, Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index, the criteria that is used for the evaluation of environmental projects, right? So these were certain questions. The theory-based questions, but these theory-based were less on the implications and what the analysis or usage of theories, but more directly what the theory states. So very, very straightforward questions were asked. One of the questions, in fact, was match the column, in which the names of the economists and authors of certain theories, development theories, was mentioned, and you had to get the right match for them. What does Stopler-Samuelson theory state? Taylor policy theory, Lucas critic, McDougall rule. There was another theory related to international trade. The exact is not known. Some are mentioning it as the comparative advantage given by Ricardo, and some students have mentioned some others. So if there is clarity, please do write in the comments box which theory was exactly asked in the international trade. There was the demographic transition theory related question and new trade theory by Krugman. What does that depict? There was a simple question about the Bertrand model and also the Weismann-Peacock hypothesis. Criticism was asked. Other direct conceptual questions or straightforward, questions, very surprisingly, National Food Security Act's objective was asked. As I said, there were more questions on Indian economy related topic also. Multiplier, basic formula, in fact there was another formula based question, which is the JB formula was directly asked, which is the correct formula. So definition of effective revenue deficit, MSME definition, priority sector lending related question was there. The consequence of high multicollinearity, so econometrics question, but as you can see, it was not numerical based. Simple direct question. Ramsey retest is used for what? What is the assumption for the ordinary utility theory? Autocorrelation, which violates which assumption of CLRM? WAP basic definition again, and purchasing manager index and exchange rate pressure index. Direct question was asked. Other direct questions are based on the Hammer-Domer model. The growth rate was asked. Linder's overlapping demand question was there. One question using the Mundell-Fleming. So this is another very important model that is mostly asked. So they had asked a conceptual question here, that what will happen in the short run if expansionary fiscal policy is being used. There was a question based on the tariffs, that how political parties will determine it if they are facing the perfect competition. And then another question related to money demand, what will be the impact due to inflation and technology of payment change. There was a question on the change in velocity. in LR and the perfect competition demand curve of firms, what could be the possible reason if it changes to a negatively sloped curve. So those were some direct questions. Few more direct questions were there from the Solow model, very easy, doable question. Laffer curve impact after increase in taxes, inverse demand function determination, knife edge, equilibrium, what does it mean, then new output when the average product and the marginal product is falling as per this was question based on the law of diminishing marginal returns, and an isoquant based question that if there are two factors of production of products A and B and that is same, then what will be the slope of the isoquant curve, right? So these were some of the direct conceptual questions that were asked. Numericals, as I stated, were very less, very unexpectedly less, and this is the question which is looking incorrect, right? So some are stating that this equation could have actually been 200 x to the power of -1 rather than just 1. So this might have been a subscript which could have led to us being able to solve the equation. Otherwise, this, given the options, was looking incorrect, right? So you had to determine the equilibrium price and quantity. There was a question where growth rate had to be calculated given the savings and the capital output ratio. There was another question to calculate the intra-industry trade index given the export and the import values. And there was another where you had to find the residual value given the values of x and y in a y-fitted equation, right? So these were the numericals that came out of which, as I stated, one is looking erroneous, right? So what will I say about the cutoff? Was the paper easy or moderate? As I stated, the different students that we have talked to, the question was straightforward, so you can say it was easy, but the students who not really focused on data-based question, which mostly students who are targeting only DEPR would have not really done. But if you are giving other lot of exams like IAS or IES or economics special for the stream for optional taken as economics under IAS, then it could have been a relatively easier paper for such students. So I will rank it as a moderate level because the students' reaction to the exam is mixed and mostly a little disappointing given the type of questions that have come. However, given this, phase 2 is going to be very, very critical for DEPR, because as I stated, less thinking, less numericals has been tested in phase 1. I think RBI should test that now in a deeper sense, more understanding of the economic concepts in phase 2. So phase 2 is going to be on the 26th of October, which will be descriptive in nature, right, consisting of 2 papers. Paper 1 will focus on your macro and microeconomics. You will be given 4 questions each, in which at least 2 you have to give from each section, and a total of 5 questions have to be attempted. Your paper 2 will be in the second shift, which will focus on Indian economy and quantitative methods. And again, 2 questions at least from each section with a total of 5 to be done. Given the fact that not much has been asked from quantitative methods, nothing in fact has been asked from quantitative methods in the numerical point, you can expect numericals, and I hope that RBI does do justice to that preparation in phase 2. So please gear up for more numericals in phase 2, both in paper 1 and paper 2. And I hope they will check more conceptual clarity and understanding and thinking based questions in phase 2, right? So please do start your preparation. You have a good 40 days, but don't wait. My suggestion will be mostly you would have known the answers where it is going to be cut off. Don't get into the trap of trying to understand the cutoff. Different students, as we have stated, majority of them have attempted anywhere between 55 to 70 marks type of questions, right? So that is the majority of the students through polls that has been found. However, don't forget that economics is not the only paper. There is the English paper also, right? Last year's cutoff was 112 out of 200. So my assumption is, although the paper was direct, so there is chances of similar level of cutoff because of the fact that the paper was simplistic and direct. However, as because it was unexpected, students' reaction and has been mixed and moderate. Given that fact, I think that cutoff should actually be lower than last year. But yes, it is very difficult. As I stated, there is English paper also, and only on the basis of economics paper, it will be an incorrect way to go and predict cutoff. I will suggest you to focus on your phase 2 preparation, go strengthen your concepts, and there's a lot to cover. The syllabus has been mentioned already. Economics module will consist of your consumer theory, production theory, market theory, distribution theories, and welfare economics. Macroeconomics will include your national income accounting, theories of employment and output, inflation, money and banking, theories of economic growth and development, international trade and balance of payments, and public finance. Your paper 2 will have module on quantitative methods, which will include your mathematical methods, statistical methods, and econometrics. We can focus on these two aspects and a lot of numericals. And in the Indian economy, fiscal policy, monetary policy, banking and financial sector, inflation, and the external sector developments in India, right? So wishing you all the best. If you have any other queries, you can always write to us 920-552-4028 and call us on this number. And we will also come out with a more detailed analysis of each question, topic-wise, how the coverage has been, and how to prepare for phase 2. So stay tuned. If you have not still subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel so that you get the notification for the detailed analysis and how your strategy should be for phase 2 preparation. Thank you, everyone. Wishing you all the best.